Rise, Meg.
The Force will be with you.
Hello my dear friends and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So I'm back with another news update, and today we have some really exciting news to do with the upcoming Ahsoka Tano series. I must say, if you are a Star Wars Rebels fan, you're going to absolutely love this one. As always, before I dive into the news, please may I ask you to hit like down below, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, and a huge welcome if you are, and please be sure to hit the notification bell to be alerted each and every time I post new content to the channel. You can expect daily Star Wars updates from me. And I also just want to take a moment to thank all of my beloved patrons for all of their support so I can keep coming back here every day to give you more Star Wars content. So without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight in. So we are going to be talking about The Mandalorian Season 3, but as I stated, the main subject of this news update is the Ahsoka Tano series, because a slew of new Star Wars rumours about the show has dropped over the weekend, so let's take a look now. This article from Desiree has actually broken down the rumours into bullet points, and the first one is that the new Ahsoka Tano series is going to be a Rebel successor series, kind of like a sequel. And on that point, it is worth noting that Lucasfilm had been working on a Rebel sequel series for quite some time, but it never made itself manifest. So it is worth stating that the next bullet point is that they are going to be using the sequel series script for Ahsoka Tano. So there is going to be continuity, and we will see a lot of the original Rebel sequel which never came about in Ahsoka. The next bullet point is that Sabine Wren is going to appear. This is something we all suspected, and it's probably no surprise to anyone, but it is exciting nonetheless. No one is too sure at this point who is going to be playing Sabine Wren in live action form, but it is majorly exciting for all Rebels fans. The next bullet point that they mention is also no surprise to anyone, that the Ahsoka series is going to centre around the search for Ezra Bridger and Grand Admiral Thrawn. And finally, these spin-off shows of The Mandalorian, which includes Ahsoka, Rangers of the New Republic and the Book of Boba Fett, are going to run into the mid-2020s, which means we're probably going to get about 4 seasons for each of the shows. Now that might sound like a conservative estimate to some, and some people might think that that's way too many, but time will tell. I mean, logically, if they're stating that these shows are going to run into the mid-2020s, we can expect at least 3 seasons of each, if they are to be aired consecutively or adjacently. Now they also mention the Taika Waititi film, which is upcoming and it's currently untitled. It's believed that it's going to be centered around the High Republic. So the book series and the comics that are coming out at the moment to do with the High Republic era are going to form the basis for Taika Waititi's upcoming film. Now I know a lot of fans are not too excited about the High Republic, and I can understand why. There's a lot of elements in there which aren't really true to the heart of Star Wars, and a lot of fans have pointed out that the High Republic gets a lot of things wrong when it comes to the Force, when it comes to the Jedi and lightsabers. But I'm always willing to give things a try, and when the film comes out, if it is to do with the High Republic, I'll be more than happy to watch it. So with all of that in mind, let's move on to our next article. This one is about The Mandalorian Season 3, and Fansided, or Dork Side of the Force, have asked the question, is Grogu Luke Skywalker's first Padawan? Evidently at this point in the timeline, it's going to be quite a number of years before Luke Skywalker starts his academy and recruits Ben Solo, who is all but a tiny baby at this point in the timeline. So let's read the article now. Following a heart-wrenching goodbye in which a tearful Din Djarin revealed his face to Grogu, the precious little youngling was carried away by his new master, along with the ever-faithful droid R2-D2. While the fate of Luke's Jedi Academy was revealed in the recent sequels, what specifically became of Grogu is not known. He did after all survive Order 66, the Emperor's betrayal that led to the near extinction of the Jedi Order. Whether or not this becomes retconned in future Star Wars films is yet to be seen. But until then, there are other questions worth seeking answers to. One of these is, where does Grogu fit into the Star Wars narrative? Specifically, was he Luke Skywalker's first ever Padawan? To answer this, we must first consider the timeline. The rescue takes place approximately 5 years after the conclusion of the Galactic Civil War, in which the Empire was overthrown and the New Republic was established. Since Han Solo and Leia weren't engaged yet when the Empire was defeated, it's possible that within this time frame they had been. However, Ben Solo was probably too young at this time to begin his training. So is there the possibility that Grogu could be one of the first of, if not the first, Padawan that Luke discovers? Either way, it has a poetic full circling for this character to be among Luke's earliest students. Besides the possibility itself, there is the cool factor of having one of Yoda's species being Luke Skywalker's initial recruits. While it was a really satisfying pairing to see the Mandalorian and a Jedi teamed up together, it is perhaps even more satisfying for Grogu to join Skywalker in his continuing adventures. Grogu may have formed an attachment to Din, but it doesn't mean he couldn't or wouldn't form a similar one with Luke. After all, the episode in which Master and Apprentice first meet one another shows that the little guy was willing to go with Luke despite his feelings towards Din. It's also nice to see that Grogu's narrative acts as a bridge between the Star Wars films and stories told through Disney Plus's expanded universe. So I think there are many reasons why it's important to establish whether Grogu is Luke Skywalker's first Padawan or not, because it could eventually dictate the reason why Luke Skywalker goes into exile on Arc 2 if the sequels are to remain as they are canon. Now obviously, according to episode 8, the reason why Luke Skywalker became a hermit on Arc 2 is because he betrayed Ben Solo when he was having a dream and Ben Solo turned into Kylo Ren. But I think there is a deeper reason why Luke went into exile, and I think Grogu could have something to do with it. I don't think necessarily Grogu's going to turn to the dark side, but I can't rule out that possibility just yet. I think The Mandalorian Season 3 is going to try and explain why Grogu was not present in the sequel trilogy and what eventually became of him in relation to Luke Skywalker, but also Mandalore and Din Djarin. I do think he's going to reunite with Din at some point, and I do like the possibility that Grogu is going to be the second ever Mandalorian Jedi. But what do you guys think? Do you think Grogu is Luke Skywalker's first Padawan? What do you think the eventual fate of Grogu is going to be in The Mandalorian's third and even fourth season, which is expected to happen 2 years after season 3? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm always interested in hearing all of your perspectives. So that is all of the news I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave me a big fat like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you next time. I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. And if you're feeling generous, please be sure to head over to my Patreon page, where for just $2 or $10 a month, you get exclusive access to content that is not available publicly on this platform. Have a great one, and I'll see you next time.